Hi guys, it's Maria. I'm gonna answer a question today and it has to do with ADHD and speech and language. I've had a lot of questions from parents about it and I want to explain why speech therapists are testing kids with ADHD. So first of all, my name is Maria Van Sant. I am a speech and language pathologist and an ADHD parenting coach. So I try to help parents with all things neurodivergent. I do testing for the state. So I test kids that have speech and language concerns. A lot of times parents will come in and they'll be like, I don't know why I'm here. My child doesn't have any speech issues, but they sent me to test with you. What they have is ADHD, or what they have is autism, or what they have is, and they name me other things that have nothing to do with speech and language. So what I usually will explain to parents is what I'm looking for in an evaluation isn't just, can they say words? Can they pronounce words? Can they make a sentence? It's also, can they sit in a chair? Can they follow a direction? Can they listen to what I'm trying to say and then answer the question? So those are the areas of ADHD that are going to affect their test. It's not necessarily that they have a speech and language issue, but it's that their ADHD symptoms or some of the things that they struggle with are going to affect how they act, and they're going to affect their scores and how they do in testing. So if I have a child and I'm trying to work on following directions and I'm giving them a 3-step direction, okay, I need you to touch the black triangle after you've pointed to the 2 white circles, or something like that, right? And they showed me the circles because it's the last thing they heard, but they didn't even hear triangle. They're on another thing. They're pointing to whatever they want. It's not that they don't know how to follow a direction. It's not that they don't understand a concept. It's that they literally didn't stop and listen and pay attention long enough to actually do the direction. If I ask a child a question and I'm not even finished with my question and they're already answering it, they are not paying attention to me. Chances are they're answering something that has nothing to do with the question that I'm asking, not because they don't know this concept, but because they just were impulsive and they answered anyway. And a lot of times, the difference between that is if I ask you a question and you get it wrong because you were impulsive and you answered the first thing that was in your head, or you just didn't listen to my question. If I ask you that question a second time and I say, hold on, let me finish, and then I ask you the question and you get it right the second time, it's not that you don't know it. It's that you were impulsive the first time, and that's an ADHD issue. So the reason that you get questions wrong on tests is not that you don't know them. It's that you probably didn't read the question, or that you were, thinking ahead of yourself. So things like that, attention, memory, impulsivity, those are things that are going to affect how your tests are. And that's why we look at them, and that's why it comes down to us sometimes to look at it in a test format. Oh my God. No. There it is. Sorry. It was coming. That's things that I have to explain to parents. And it's things that I have to tell them, hey, here's the deal. This is how they came out in my test. Not because they don't know how to talk. Not because their language abilities, their sentence structure, their vocabulary is bad, but because all of the other areas of their ADHD are affecting them right now. So things we need to work on are attention, memory, problem solving, impulsivity, inattention, whatever it is. All of those things, those are things that we need to target in order to increase their scores in all the other areas. So that's how the two intermingle. I hope that answers the question a little bit. All right, guys, like always, subscribe, share, like, tell me what you think. Ask me your questions. It's how I know what other videos to make. All right, bye.